अरे टेंशन किस बात की, सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड। चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
अनीस, घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा, रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
This is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei, have they ever asked what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani propaganda did, and today there are all these people who are crying like they've lost a family member. In 2020, under Khamenei, Iran's parliament said India is a country that discriminates against Muslims. I do have a problem if there is an attempt at looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader. Remember, community and religious affiliations have to come last. National interest has to come first.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
अनीस, घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा, रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला। मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता।
Pakistan in a fix on Iran war. Back Iran or fight Saudi? Warned by Iran, reminded by Saudi. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
This is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei, have they ever asked what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani propaganda did, and today there are all these people who are crying like they've lost a family member. In 2020, under Khamenei, Iran's parliament said India is a country that discriminates against Muslims. I do have a problem if there is an attempt at looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader. Remember, community and religious affiliations have to come last. National interest has to come first.
Sonia complains about stand on Iran. Silent on Gaddafi, vocal on Khamenei. The Congress double speak on dictators, debating tonight at 8:30 p.m.
This is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei, have they ever asked what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani promised.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Hot debates tonight. Pakistan in an absolute fix. Radio silence from Shehbaz Sharif. Not a word from Asif Munir as the American consulate in Lahore is burnt amidst nationwide violence. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, the Congress party that stayed quiet on Gaddafi, the Congress party that stayed quiet on Saddam Hussein, wants the Modi government to support Khamenei. What hypocrisy. And at 9 o'clock tonight, as more and more countries get involved directly, indirectly, voluntarily or involuntarily, why this is, I'm increasingly sure, stage 1 of World War III. And ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is in a fix. It's in an absolute fix as far as Iran, Israel and America is concerned. It does not know where it stands. Look at the pictures from Lahore, where the American consulate stoned, attacked and then burnt. Ladies and gentlemen, the people are so angry with America. And they're being ruled by a man called Asif Munir, who is Trump's personal #1 sycophant. The American consulate, before your very eyes, ladies and gentlemen, being set ablaze in Lahore. The police, paramilitary, military of Pakistan has gone into their bunkers. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the pictures from Karachi, where there's shooting going on. Protesters are being shot dead. Conservative estimates that at least 20 Pakistanis have been killed trying to attack various frontline American positions. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem of Pakistan in the middle of all that, you had an image of Pakistan's President Asif Ali Zardari standing before a joint session of the Pakistani parliament saying India is going to attack us. I don't know if you have those visuals there. He stood there and he said, my brothers and sisters, India is going to attack us. We are ready for negotiations. He said, brothers and sisters of Pakistan, India is preparing for another war. And I want peace. I want to negotiate with India. Now, Zardari, you are absolutely delusional. You're absolutely delusional, Zardari, because we're not even thinking about you. But you believe we are going to attack you and you want to begin negotiations in advance. You coward, Zardari. You coward. On top of it, you have a hyperactive Asif Munir who is nowhere to be seen. This man is so publicity hungry. He can probably compete with both Rihanna and Mamdani as far as his social media and media profile is concerned, but now he's nowhere to be seen. Since the war with Afghanistan began and since the Iran-Israel thing happened, Asif Zardari has stopped making public appearances. Pakistanis are dying as they attack American positions. Pakistan is busy on the northern and western border trying to defend itself versus the Taliban. China can't come to Pakistan's rescue because it has its own business vis-a-vis Iran. So all in all, Pakistan's days are absolutely numbered. They will be finished. And realizing that these images, ladies and gentlemen, of drone strikes by Afghanistan on Pakistan, realizing that, complete radio silence from Asif Munir. Radio silence from Shehbaz Sharif as well. He says, I am very sad that Khamenei has been killed. But he said nothing more. Not one word about the consulate attacks in Lahore. Not one word about the consulate attacks in Karachi. Not one word about 20 and 24 Pakistanis being killed by their own paramilitary and military for protesting for Khamenei. And that's the difference between India and Pakistan. On the streets of India, everywhere you have protests. So many Muslim groups have come together and protested about Khamenei. And there's no problem. We're letting them do it as long as they do it in an orderly manner. But look at what's happened in Pakistan. You can't even protest for a person seen to be a Muslim leader. Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is that Pakistan is stuck. And it's stuck between a rock and a very, very hard place. Because you have a clear warning from the Iranians, and the IRGC commander Sardar Hossein Nejat in a statement has said that if Pakistan tries to allow its airspace to be used to attack Iran, then Pakistan will not be safe from our missiles. Let me repeat what the Iranian IRGC commander Sardar Hossein Nejat has said. At least you would have expected Asif Munir to say one word in response, but he's not, because Asif Munir is a slimy coward. This warning, where he says investigations indicate that the US, Israel used Pakistani airspace. Pakistani airspace is being used in the attack on Iran. Pakistan will soon pay the price for this action. Like Gulf states, Pakistan will not be safe from our missiles. Afghanistan, remember, is already attacking Pakistan. The Baluch are not happy with Pakistan. The Baluch are constantly striving for independence from Pakistan. As the recent major Baluch attack on 31st January 2026, we saw the pictures of that just a month ago, showed. In the middle of all this, in a devastating blow to this carefully manicured idea that there is a great friendship between Pakistan and USA, which is complete rubbish. Complete rubbish. Because nobody can predict what Donald Trump will think of them next. The same Jared Kushner, ladies and gentlemen. His own son-in-law gets abused by Trump every second day. Trump makes sarcastic comments about him. Who is Asif Munir to imagine that there's a permanent friendship with Trump? Ladies and gentlemen, American officials have confirmed that US Marines stationed at the consulate in Karachi opened fire on Pakistani protesters over the weekend, which means Trump told his military to kill Pakistanis on their soil. And this coward Shehbaz Sharif and his boss Asif Munir could do nothing about it. How weak can a nation get, ladies and gentlemen? How weak can a nation get? In my view, a country can get so weak only when it is opportunistic, when it lacks real ideology or a sense of coherence. Pakistan is not a nation, ladies and gentlemen. It's just waiting. Mark my words, you Pakistanis. It's a country waiting to be absolutely balkanized, broken into multiple pieces very soon. Let's debate.
Pakistanis are under pressure. There are violent protests as Pakistanis are mourning the death of Khamenei. Internally, Pakistan is on the edge. With internet clampdowns on the borders, the temperatures are rising. The Tehrik-e-Taliban has launched another wave of strikes across Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. "13 attacks across 5 districts. The strikes within hours of Afghanistan government releasing this video of a drone headed towards the Noor Khan base, which was struck by India during Operation Sindoor in May last year.
Speaking from Kabul, including Kabul, all the cities of Afghanistan is secure, and we can go every place, and the situation is normal. Just during line in many bases of army and checkposts, the Taliban defense forces have attacked last night, and they crossed Turkmen border also, and they also when Pak army tried to target Bagram Air base, at the reaction, Taliban forces have targeted Noor Khan Air base and also some bases and checkposts of Pakistan Army and Police and Miram Shah, Waziristan, Peshawar and Quetta. And that's true. And also I have reported that there is many casualties, and the dozens of Pakistani Army and Police have been killed in this operation.
Pakistan is cornered on 3 fronts as of this evening. When you combine what a top Iranian commander said, warning Islamabad of retaliatory strikes of letting US and Israel use their airspace. A move confirmed by the NOTAM issued to notify closing of parts of its airspace for air exercises.
Sightedness India's leaders said they are preparing for another war. As a lifelong advocate of regional peace, I would not recommend it. At the same time, I would also say that any aggressor should prepare for another humiliating defeat. Make no mistakes, we are ready for you. My message to them is move away from war theater to meaningful negotiation tables, because that is the only path for the regional security.
Backing Iran, but tweeting support for Saudi, Qatar and Kuwait, Pakistan has never been in a fix like the one it finds itself in tonight.
Now, in the Karachi incident, I welcome G.D. Bakshi, Samar Paltu, Raja Faisal, Shumela Siddiqui and Abdul Samad Yaqub. In the Karachi incident, where initial reports unfortunately said that 12 Pakistanis had been killed, as in 12 bodies have been moved to the Karachi civil hospitals and 20 others were injured, that number went up to 16 people killed. And out of the others, at least 8 were critically injured. Now it has come out that in this incident, the Pakistanis were killed by American Marine Forces. I repeat, Samar and General Bakshi, I hope I'm clear. The Pakistanis, Shomela, were killed by American Marines. The Americans are killing Pakistanis who are protesting for Khamenei. And you are allowing it. You are allowing your fellow brothers and sisters to be butchered by American Marines on your soil. You have no sense of self-respect. You can't even issue a statement. Can't even issue a statement to protest.
Should I talk now?
Yeah, of course. I took your name. I expect you to give me a clear answer.
First of all, अर्नब, किसी को भी कानून में हाथ लेना ठीक नहीं है. मैं यहाँ पे किसी भी गलत गैर कानूनी एक्ट को वो नहीं करूँगी कि मैं उसको कहूँ कि ये ठीक हुआ. गलत हुआ, लोगों के सेंटिमेंट्स हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन उसका ये तरीकेकार नहीं है कि आप किसी सफारत खाने पे जाएं। ना ही हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने इसको सपोर्ट किया है। एक गलत इंसिडेंट हुआ, नहीं करना चाहिए था और उसका नतीजा
यही प्रॉब्लम है आपकी, आप अपने लोगों के लिए कभी खड़े नहीं रहते, आप बिके हुए कंट्री हैं, यू आर अ सोल्ड आउट कंट्री। हाउ, 1 minute, listen, I repeat the point tonight. Shumela, may I just say one thing to you? Please understand, all the strength and so-called fake power of Asif Munir can only be shown vis-a-vis Imran Khan, it seems. But when the Americans, no, you will torture Imran Khan in jail. Let me speak, Abdul Samad Yaqub.
No, he's not being
No,
tortured,
okay, whatever. But you will make him go blind. You will make him go blind. You will show your power with Imran Khan. Why don't you show your power? I'm saying, Samad, how can American Marines be allowed to butcher Pakistanis in Karachi like this? Ek shabd nahi, not one word of even protest from the Pakistani leadership.
किसने कहा नहीं बोला?
Arnab, because you see, they have to visit USA. They have the properties there. They have the investments there. So if they give any anti-America statement here, they will catch them at the immigration. And then they will show Miss Shumela that worthy statements by you. And unfortunately, if she says yes, they'll say, please go back.
No, my point is, Abdul Samad Yaqub, the way in which the Pakistanis were killed at the American consulate in Karachi on Sunday, and we had a live feed of that in our office. Pehle to wahan pe mara, and all of these people had bullet wounds from American bullets. And then after that, now we have the violence that has happened in the US consulate in Lahore.
Arnab, American bullets. Who told you that?
Now. So are you saying this is Pakistani military which killed their own people?
Now let me tell you what has happened actually. All of these consulates, they are being secured by the private security providers. None of the Marines was present inside. Private security providers, I think Samad will agree with me.
Private American security providers.
All of the
private American security providers. 1 minute. Private.
That's a law and order situation.
No. Private American security providers.
There are licensed companies. There are licensed companies in Pakistan for providing security.
So private Pakistanis. 1 minute. Abdul Samad Yaqub, let me understand. Thank you, Raja.
Well, I can explain you.
Yeah,
this is since Raja Faisal and I both are neighbors and living right beside the American embassy. Outside the wall of the American embassy, there are a private security company who provides the security. There are security guards. But once you get entered into any consulate or an American embassy, no private security or no Pakistani security can provide any security inside the territory of the embassy, because that territory is considered to be the land of America or the land of India if it is an Indian High Commission. So once anyone get entered into or penetrated into the embassy, it is their security, their state security, whether it is American Marines or whether it is they are their nationals who has to protect their embassies.
Abdul Samad, I'd like to see. The position of Pakistan is very strange now. By the way, General Bakshi, Asif Munir is nowhere to be seen. Some people are saying it is because of the war with Afghanistan. Some are saying it's because what will he say when Americans and contractors hired by Americans are killing Pakistanis. Some are saying it's because he's opened a line with China, that I now need to go back to the Chinese camp. How is the hyperactive Asif Munir nowhere to be seen at this time, General Bakshi?
Arnab, this is precisely what happens when you are too clever by half. Let me recount in detail how foreign embassies are protected. In New Delhi, if we anticipate that the American or the Chinese embassy is going to be attacked, the police moves in, sets in barricades well away from the compound of the embassy. It stops the protesters there, doesn't let them get in. In the instant case, Pakistan wanted to make a point with its own people that we are letting you show the anger to the Americans.
Okay.
And therefore they allowed them to go in, as has very rightly been pointed out by some.
Not at all.
Within the American compound, there are एक minute. Within the compound are the American Marines. They have taken head shots. No firing below the leg, no nothing. They have taken head shots and killed about 16 Pakistanis.
Yeah.
Let them be. Firstly, you encourage them to attack very cleverly. And now that they are shot, they have been head shots, Head shots.
No,
please.
sir.
That
None of
is
the head shots.
what is coming
None
out
of the head
even
shots.
in your own media.
And I think I'm the best person to tell you how the security is being provided.
Even if he is shot in the heart, he is dead, yaar.
And sir, there is a difference between providing security to a consulate and to an embassy. Embassy in Islamabad, it's already protected from all sides because it is a diplomatic enclave. And whole diplomatic enclave, it has a brilliant security in Pakistan. And American embassy in Pakistan, you must know that it is one of the largest presence of any embassy or any diplomatic setup of America in this region in Asia. So it is highly guarded. And it is a brilliant security provided to them. When it comes to its consulates, there are companies, privately owned companies in Pakistan who are licensed.
So Samar, Raja, that's the easier question for you to answer. May I just try to understand your mindset and sensibility and situation, and let me tell you, you have both my empathy and my sympathy in abundance today. I just feel so sorry for you. I cannot tell you, Samar, how sorry I feel for the Pakistanis. You see, the Iranians are telling them, Samar, we are going to attack you next. The Afghans are already attacking them. The Baluchis already showed them their power on the 31st of January 2026. The Americans are killing their own people in their own soil. China is not picking up their phone. Shahbaz Sharif radio silence, Asif Munir goes underground, and the poor little weak and very unwell looking Zardari comes out and says that India is going to attack us. Let's begin negotiations with India. They've gone Delulu. Delulu? You know what Delulu is? Delusional? You've gone Delulu. Zardari is saying, I want to negotiate with India, because I have heard that India is going to attack us. Samar, what is this? I know Sindoor is on, but why is Zardari saying that now?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. I have a statement from Zardari. I have a statement. You didn't hear his statement in the Pakistani parliament?
Basically, I did hear.
Can I show the visuals as I speak on that?
Raja Faisal ji, please, if I may.
Simply said, there are.
If I may. पहली चीज तो देखें राजा फैजल जी, there is an approach called WHAM, winning hearts and minds. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गई है कि बलूचिस्तान में the Pakistan army was not able to win the hearts and minds. The local population went against them. And the problem is that the orders from top down should have come that instead of the gun, you start doing rehabilitation, reconstruction, accommodating the public, infrastructure development should have been the focus, which sadly it lost its ground because of the top turmoil in
Shots more.
So now the problem is, now talking about your embassy, there is a protocol, you see. There has to be tear gas, there has to be warning shots. Everything, but none of the procedures was followed. But on the second hand, we also see an armed individual he's brandishing the pistol and firing at the consulate. So my question is, where was the Pakistan police?
Where was the Pakistan army?
Crowd was forming
Where
up?
was the Pakistan army which goes out to?
It's a diplomatic enclave.
Shomela, Abdul Samad wanted to say something here. Abdul Samad, another reason I feel bad.
Very simple. I mean,
okay, you can say. Please.
Let's say if it would be a PTI, like when PTI goes and protests in the red zone, no single PTI protester is allowed to get entered into the red zone. So last time we witnessed that every protester was trying to get entered into the diplomatic enclave, where the security is very tight. I mean, we were not allowed, we were being shot, over number of protesters were killed, the PTI. यहाँ पे ये लगता है कि क्या इनको deliberately वहाँ पे जाने दिया गया है? I mean, this is the question. This is a genuine question that how come they protesters have penetrated into the consulate in Karachi? I mean, so ek taraf, I mean, I feel like they are trying to show that
now there is a fresh statement has come in.
Great.
A fresh statement has come in. See, the right word is the Pakistanis have gone mental, because you have Khwaja Asif who has just issued a statement. General Bakshi, Raja, Khwaja Asif has said that Afghanistan, Iran and India will jointly attack Pakistan. And he says there's a joint single point agenda of Afghanistan, Iran and India is enmity and to attack Pakistan. He's your defense minister.
He's also mentioned Israel. He's also mentioned Zionism.
Okay, so
and he's also mentioned that of course
they're already anti-Shia.
So your point is
amount of Shia.
No, 1 minute, Raja, and Samar is responding. 1 minute, Raja, may I please ask you? Have you? 1 minute, just 1 minute. Have you lost your mental balance as a country? Because you are... 1 minute. General Bakshi,
I think we are the fittest country in the world right now.
You are. So is Papua New Guinea.
Region.
My question is, in the middle of all this, the Saudis have been trying to establish contact with Asif Munir, saying that you have signed, and this has been reported in the Pakistani media, that the Saudis are asking for Pakistani military assistance because the Saudis are telling you that you signed something called a strategic mutual defense agreement, under which an act of aggression against any of the parties will be considered an act of aggression against both. Now there has 1 minute. Now Riyadh has been attacked. When are you going to take your troops and air force and army to support Saudi?
Do we have to tell India?
No, first of all, don't get excited. Don't get defensive. Listen to me. Saudi Arabia is going... 1 minute. Shomela, please listen to me. Please listen to me. The Israeli media is reporting as of this minute. आप जो कुछ भी करेंगे नहीं, आप उनके आपको देखिए पैसा
आपकी तरह नहीं है। एक चीज बता दूं राजा फैसल जी,
डाल देते हैं कि
नेवी जो है मोहम्मद बिन सलमान इज आस्किंग यू, भाई मुझे सपोर्ट चाहिए। शहबाज शरीफ कह रहे भाई मैं खुद सपोर्ट।
वो पहले इंडिया फोन कर रहे हैं ना, इंडिया से इधर फिर बात आती है। हमें बहुत अच्छे तरीके से पता है कि उनकी जरूरत क्या है और
आप आयु 1 मिनट
उनके जो मामला है उनको कैसे सीधा रखना है।
a minute देखिए listen to me, I tell you, you came on our programs, Samar,
मुसलमानों को आपने मारा है, हजारों
बता के नहीं करना, हमने किसी को बता के नहीं करना। Extraordinary situations require extraordinary courage and extraordinary secrecy to do things.
के रिश्ते हकानी नेटवर्क के साथ अच्छे थे।
ब्रेकिंग करो ना ग्रिड में, मुझे क्यों बोल रहे हो? I've already said it. The question is,
हमने को ढोल बजा के
the question is, Raja, can you, Summer don't descend to his level. See, I am only reminding, see, listen to me. First of all, Raja, I want to tell you one thing. देखिए, मैंने हमेशा कहा है, और आप चीज़ों को थोड़ी समझदारी के साथ आप इसको लीजिए. मैंने हमेशा कहा है, राजा, ठीक है, एवरीवन ऑन, कि राजा, इंडिया बहुत बड़ा देश है, बहुत 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 बड़ा देश है. आज मैं शुमेला आज मैं तस्वीरें दिखाऊंगा. कैन आई शो द पिक्चर्स ऑफ टुडेज डिफेंस इवेंट इफ यू हैव द विजुअल्स टुडे. आज हमने रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क ने बहुत बड़ा conference organized. Who is going to believe Republic Media first of all? First of all, Shumela, listen to me.
Stop killing the Shias.
आपके तो अपने इंडिया में Republic को कोई
Don't kill the Shias. Don't do all this.
Event visuals. Okay, today I spent the first part of the day, Shumela, Raja. We organized a massive Republic Defense Conference. And today's conference was dedicated to the valor, bravery of the Indian Navy. You know, we're going to have 200 ships, very big navy. We are indigenous. Those are some visuals. Are you seeing those beautiful visuals? That by the way, Raja, that is this morning with the, I spent the morning with a brave and amazing Admiral Dinesh Tripathi at the Forces First Conclave. You see all the officers there. And he told me, he said, Arnab, Operation Sindoor is still on. And next time, we are going to give the opening shot. And they love Republic Media Network. The Indian Armed Forces love the Republic Media Network, and we love them. And I told him, I said, Admiral, you are like a champion boxer. You want to give the uppercut. May you have the opportunity to give Pakistan the uppercut before. We can say 1, 2, 3. And it was so amazing. Every time I spend time with the Indian Armed Forces, my heart swells with pride. What beautiful shots, ladies and gentlemen.
With a very big lipstick.
What a wonderful day.
With written on it.
Yeah. Now my question, General Bakshi. Okay, my question. No, I'm not listening to you. No, Shumela, listen to me. You listen to me. See, Shumela.
We are listening to you.
Shumela, I'm just saying something.
Because we keep talking and we are listening.
आपने देखा वहाँ पे इंडियन नेवी के साथ, इंडियन नेवी चीफ के साथ हमारे तस्वीरें आज. देखिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपने सऊदी अरेबिया के साथ, जनरल बख्शी, हमने तो उनको रिक्वेस्ट नहीं किया, ये खुद ब खुद जाके पता नहीं कितने पैसों पे बिक के पैसे ले लिए सऊदी अरेबिया से, कहा हम आपको म्यूचुअल असिस्टेंस देंगे. अब सऊदी अरेबिया सेल्फ डिफेंस कर रहा है. आपके वेयर इज योर आसिफ मुनीर शुड हैव बीन इन रियाद. आसिफ मुनीर ने प्रॉमिस किया है कि मैं सऊदी अरेबिया को समर्थन करूंगा. आप सपोर्ट कीजिए, अटैक कीजिए ईरान को. अटैक ईरान. You should be attacking Iran on behalf of Saudi Arabia. General Bakshi, Pakistan should attack Iran on the basis of its strategic mutual defense agreement.
ईरान जो कर रहा है वो बता कर करता है. ईरान जो भी कर रहा है वो
आप Saudi Arabia, you promised to help Saudi Arabia.
Coming to Pakistan after this.
You promised to help Saudi Arabia. शोमेला देखिए एक बात है. आपने कहा सऊदी अरब को कि हम वफादार रहेंगे. हम रियाद के वफादार रहेंगे. आपने पैसे लिए, वफादारी की बात कही. आज रियाद पे अटैक हो गया. पूछता है भारत, the nation wants to know when will you attack Iran on behalf of Saudi Arabia? On everyone on screen, please. Come on now, don't dodge the bullet. Don't dodge the bullet.
Blood pressure high हो गया.
General Bakshi, blood pressure is cool, ma'am.
Arnab, can I?
General Bakshi.
Thank you, beta. एक मिनट. बेटा एक मिनट. 1 second.
Water is good for health, Shumela. I drink 20 glasses of water a day. Thank you. It's called hydrotherapy. Yeah, thank you. General Bakshi.
अगर हम सच बोलें तो वो भी बहुत अच्छा है सेहत.
General Bakshi.
ये पानी की कमी होने वाली है अभी जून में.
They had an agreement.
Delulu.
They had an agreement.
They had an agreement.
They had an agreement with Saudi Arabia.
They had an agreement.
Any attack on Saudi Arabia would be deemed as an attack on Pakistan. This is day 4 of the conflict over. right? Riyadh was attacked on the very first day. The American embassy has been attacked there. The Aramco facility has been attacked there. You may not announce it, Raja, but you will have to do something on the ground. Your actions will have to be visible if they are to be credible. So far, you have done nothing. Now, that's part one.
Raja.
The second aspect, I'll just finish. I'd love to listen to you. I'd love to listen to your response because I would like to understand what you are thinking, right? So I am trying to tell you, the second thing was that you felt that Afghanistan has no air force. Therefore, we can bomb the daylights out of Afghanistan. You, to your shock and horror, realize that they have struck back with drones on the Noor Khan air base, your crown jewel. And this has been done by a country as technologically backward as Afghanistan, mere bhai. Afghan ki embassy?
Sir, if I stand in my balcony, I can simply see Noor Khan Air Base on my left side. That's what I'm telling you. I couldn't see anything.
Has it not been hit?
Being in India.
Sir. May I just ask you in a very clinical way, General Bakshi? May I just listen to me? Raja, is it not? Raja, Riyadh has been attacked. Riyadh has been attacked. Listen to me. Riyadh has been attacked. There has been aggression on Saudi Arabia. Are you not bound by the Strategic Mutual Defense Agreement to attack Iran on behalf of Saudi Arabia?
Yes, we are bound.
Then why don't you?
And let me assure you one thing.
Why don't you?
Let me assure you one thing.
Why don't you?
Let me assure you one thing.
Sure. Why don't you?
That bilateral contract, if it wasn't there...
You cheat! You backstabber! You're backstabbing Saudi Arabia now.
It is part...
देखिए समझ जी आप देख रहे हैं? He's backstabbing. He's a backstabber. He's a backstabber.
Aggression towards Saudi Arabia.
He's Brutus. He's Brutus. You should attack Iran.
Number one.
No. What Raja? What?
How can you train a police force for ISF?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Number one, Iranians.
No. Samad, come on, Samad.
What Raja is trying to hide?
Iranians are...
Samar bhai, ek minute
you are not able to deliver.
That it wasn't there.
Samar bhai, ek minute
It wasn't there.
आपके पास FC के सोल्जर्स पीछे आ चुके हैं.
Samad, Abdul Samad
पीछे है. तो who is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Who is in Balochistan?
In Pakistan, they
And let me tell you one thing. You know, Pashtun fighters, BLF, BRF, BRA, TTP, Taliban.
Because I come with the facts in the show, and nobody is letting me speak.
You have made more enemies within your nation than outside the nation. और जिनके साथ तुमने काम किया, Americans और Afghans.
तूर साहब, आप भी जो ड्रोन देख के आए हैं ना उनको, उनसे चाल कोई नहीं रहे.
वो जो बात आप नहीं कह रहे वो मैं बता देता हूं.
बताइए समझ जी बता दीजिए वॉल्यूम डाउन समझ से.
अच्छा राजा साहब ये कह रहे हैं कि मैं नहीं बताना चाहता, हम नहीं बताना
चाहते. समर डाउन समझ स्पीकिंग.
There is a Chinese firm called Blowfish.
हाँ पाकिस्तान ने समझ भाई can you
situations. We have a very good experience in Afghanistan when we were a frontline ally of the America. Musharraf was playing a double game, so we know our strategy is very clear. I mean, even Raja Saab knows that what he is not trying to convey you, but we know that we will support Saudi Arabia as well as on the behind the curtains we will also support the Iran. So Pakistan is a very good in it. So you don't worry about it. We can handle such situations.
Yeah. I mean, so you basically said, ladies and gentlemen, the Pakistanis are saying that we are what they are saying, everyone they are saying we are a country of double crossers, liars and hypocrites. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, going to double crossers, hypocrites and others. Ladies and gentlemen, the Congress is very angry. They are saying that why is the government not supporting Khamenei? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to ask, where was the Congress when the Americans targeted Gaddafi? Did they speak a word then? What moral compass are they talking about? Let's debate.
Muslim factions, mostly Shias, have been protesting across India. Muslim leaders and Muslim parties have openly taken a pro-Iran stand, questioning the killing of Khamenei. Leading the battle is Sonia Gandhi, who has said silence on assassination of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is not neutral but abdication, adding that it raises serious doubts about the direction and credibility of our foreign policy. Sonia Gandhi's stand for Khamenei was missing 15 years ago when the UPA was in power and Gaddafi was killed by the same America. Congress chose to be silent. As Israel and America bombard Iran and its nuclear sites, Congress and Sonia may have forgotten that the UPA government voted against Iran in the International Atomic Energy Agency not once but 3 times, in 2005, 2006 and 2009, while closing the nuclear deal with the US. Is the newfound Khamenei card just for votes again?
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a proposal that is coming from some viewers that instead of calling itself the Vadra Congress, they are saying, Arnab, you should call it the Khamenei Congress. Good suggestion, viewers. I'm taking that very seriously because Khamenei is the role model for Sonia Gandhi. Khamenei is the ideal leader for Sonia Gandhi. Khamenei is the supreme leader for Rahul Gandhi. It's only Khamenei, Khamenei and Khamenei. Ratan Sharda. Ratnakar Tripathi, when Gaddafi was killed, I think 2011, during the American NATO bomb strike, Congress did not say one word. Am I right, Karan? They did not say one word. They didn't say one word, not one word.
Yes,
am I right, Shazia?
When saying we got him, and Congress was quiet.
They didn't say one word, not one word. Did they say anything, Karan?
Not at all. In fact, in the Ministry of External Affairs note at that time, they said we are looking for peace, not even a simple condemnation. That's the Congress for you back then.
Opportunistic, hypocritical, backstabber Khamenei Congress. They said we love the Libyans, we have strong relationship. Pranab Mukherjee was the minister then, I think External Affairs Minister. He went, ladies and gentlemen, with he went multiple times and 7 Indian ministers went to Libya between 2004 and 2007. And they said, we are everlasting friends, Libya and India. Everlasting friends. But when Gaddafi was killed, Shazia, what did they do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Shameless, hypocritical, backstabbing Khamenei Congress. They did not even take a position during the Gulf War, Ratnakar Tripathi. They did not even take a position during the Gulf War.
Shall I speak now?
No. Let me complete.
No, but time is, I don't think you have much time.
I have time.
Let me talk about the shameless, hypocritic, backstabber BJP. Trump BJP. Following the Trump dictum. Following his footsteps. And is the BJP doing the footstep of Congress in its international policy? 26 April 2025, Republic TV, 9:30 AM. Niranjan, no, just a minute, General Bakshi. There is a breaking news. We have got one more support. The president of Iran, Masood Pezeshkian, has called Modi ji and offered his condolence and support on the Pahalgam attack. What was that? Who is the backstabber? Who is buying crude oil from Iran? From rupees, not from dollars. Who is that? The Indian government. A word of condolence would have done it.
Many condolence. We have said it's bad that he has been killed. Or kya kare? Matam manaye.
Please.
No, what do you want us to do? What does Khamenei Congress? What does Khamenei Congress want the people of India to do?
But you finished Tripathi ji, and I want to come in. I want to come in after Tripathi ji. With your permission.
Yeah, Shazia is countering. Shazia.
So first of all, let's come back to what we are discussing. I find it is extremely, I would use the word idiotic and puerile. The desperate attempt by the Congress government, by Sonia Gandhi, to work on this appeasement business. No, let me finish. You'll have to allow me. You know something? I really can't shout and scream today. There are some of us who are rosedar. No, please, sir.
It's not only idiotic.
I yield. You let me.
Idiot is highly idiotic.
I will be quiet. Tripathi ji, I'll be quiet.
Your government and my government.
Tripathi ji, I request you. With folded hands, I request you.
No, don't fold your hands. I just
want to say one thing. How wrong and ill-informed Congress party is, Sonia Gandhi ji is, and I need to tell her a few things. I'm moving away from it, but I just want to show you that Muslim appeasement, Muslim vote banks trying to please Muslims in India. So when you reduce this entire West Asian crisis and make it about a Muslim issue, there is something terribly wrong and daft. West Asia is not a religious monolith. It is a complex web, quicksands of fast-evolving dynamics. There is no Muslim position. Iran is Shia, leads a resistance axis, speaks for Gaza, which is primarily Palestine, is primarily Sunni. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain are largely Sunni-led monarchies with very, very different perceptions and views. Turkey, we know, has its own ambitions. Egypt keeps his priority as stability. Look at Pakistan and Afghanistan. Look at where Yemen stood with Saudi Arabia. So this is not about Jews versus Muslims, Christians versus Muslims, or Hindus versus Muslims. This is about something basic. This is not about Sunni Shia politics either. So please, by making it into a Muslim issue, you cut a very sorry sugar. And so the countries that have been attacked are very much Muslim countries, Sunni countries. Our brethren is there. So instead of talking about Muslim appeasement, trying to get some votes from somewhere with some desperation, but use this point, it's not going to work. Israel is targeting Iranian assets. We all know that. But who is Iran attacking? Even it's for the US military bases. So, I mean, when airspace shuts down, what happens, Tripathi? Indians get stranded. Indians get stranded. Missiles fly. Indian workers.
Mr. Tripathi, if I may, Mr. Tripathi, as a keen student and observer, as a keen student, I would say as a keen student. Thank you, Shazia, if I may. Shazia, if I may.
Cacophony. Let's make it a nice. Let's make it a nice.
So as a keen, Tripathi, you are cacophonic and catastrophic.
You are going against Shia.
I'm not getting into the Shia versus Sunni.
No, you must know this. So if you're thinking you're going to appeal to Muslim vote bank and get some few more votes, you're mistaken.
Okay, Mr. Tripathi, Shazia, if I may take over and just ask, I want to ask Tripathi and Polarao one question. Can I be on screen with them? Shazia, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Shazia and Tripathi, can you please let me anchor this? Thank you. And ask for the right windows. See,
Arnab, these people, Sonia Gandhi cares for Muslims.
Yeah, but Shazia, let me follow the next question.
We are caring for Shia.
My next point is Ratnakar, Tripathi, Polarao.
All the countries.
I don't want this. Can you guys help me in production on this?
Syria.
You can't have 4 windows on air when I'm asking for 2,
UAE,
and then refuse to intervene when I'm asking for audio control.
Qatar.
The question here is this, Shazia, 1 minute. I want to make a comment. My comment is that this Nehru-Gandhi-Vadra family, Nehru-Gandhi-Vadra family They are masters of backstabbing. They joined hands with the British to take over the Congress, Motilal Nehru. They backed Mountbatten, Edwina as well, to break India, to pacify Jinnah. They stole the Congress party leadership through a selected and not elected campaign versus Sardar Patel. These professional backstabbers in the Congress party even backstabbed Ambedkar, who was so angry with Nehru, who he literally called an interloper. They spied on Netaji, and this is their illustrious record. Now, nobody can deny any of these facts, right? My question is, Pulla, if you look at history, contemporary history, 2006, the Congress at one point of time said that we are a brother, sister, fraternal party with the Baath party, right? With the Baath party of Iraq. Iraq. And whatever happens, they said, whatever happens, we will always stand with the Baath party and with the Baathists. And Saddam is a friend of India, and we have close ties with the Baath party. But when Saddam was hung, they just, you know what they said? We hope that this unfortunate event will not affect normalization in Iraq. Not one word of condemnation. I'm sorry, not one word of condemnation.
You are wrong, Dr. Goswami.
I am completely and absolutely and unequivocally right.
No. The context is entirely different.
Backstabber, interloper, pro-British, pro-Mountbatten party.
The context is different.
What
Gaddafi was a gone case. Saddam Hussein was a gone case. This man was leader of Iran and he was killed. He's dead.
Saddam Hussein was leader of Iran when he was killed. Iraq when he was killed.
Second point, he's the
Gaddafi was leader of Libya when he was killed. What are you talking about?
He gifted us Chabahar Port. Ayatollah. That's how we got Afghanistan in your pocket. He gave us Chabahar Port.
Talked about history.
I'll
give you some recent context. Mr. Pullara, please. The last 4 or 5 years, everything that the Congress has said, it's turned out to be the exact reverse of that. You remember in 2021, they said, oh, the Taliban has taken over. We should never engage with the Taliban. To hell with national interest, we should never engage with Taliban. They started pontificating. Turns out, today, we have a friendly relationship with Taliban. We have a clout in this region. 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, when the Russia-Ukraine war started, they said, oh, Rahul Gandhi said, pass a resolution. Manish Tiwari said, pass a resolution against Russia, the aggressor. Don't buy oil from them. What did we do? We bought oil from them. And today, we stabilized our position. They say, oh, now are you going to stop buying because Trump says? So every single time they've given an advice, they've landed with a foot in their mouth because the exact reverse of that has turned out to be true. And I'm glad the government never follows the Congress party's advice. Not only are they backstabbers, they have zero depth as far as policy is concerned, as far as their own interests are concerned. Here is a country that supported Pakistan in 65, in 71, during Kargil, when we abrogated Article 370, when we removed CAA, during the Delhi riots, it said, look at the condition of Muslims in India. And you want to stand in support of that man? So are you out of your mind or you just don't love the country? It's plain and simple. India last for you. That is what it is.
You're not the one. You don't love the country because you're always finding some excuse.
That's why I'm saying I'm standing with national interest.
Where is your strategic autonomy? Where is your strategic autonomy?
America is our largest export partner. We buy oil from the Gulf nations. We have friendly relations with the Gulf nations. We stand with them. It's simple. We stand with whatever India's interest is. We want peace in the region. We are not going to mollycoddle and appease the Shias just because they connect with them. And I don't think the Indian Shias connect with them. Barring a handful, I don't think it's Ummah first for everyone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the breaking news that's coming in is that right now we have been informed that that airstrikes have been reported at Tehran's Mehrabad airport with the Iranian media and the visuals big on the screen, full frame right now. These are latest visuals of huge amounts of smoke rising from the Tehran airport. Reports are indicating the Shahid 1 base may have been targeted. The IDF full frame. The IDF had said earlier it was conducting an extensive wave of strikes against the existing Iranian regime. Full frame, please, I said. In Tehran. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the visuals that have just come in. As you watch these visuals, let's prepare for debate number 2 at 9 o'clock today on why this is, without a doubt, as I said yesterday, stage 1 of World War III. I'll tell you why and how when we are back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोबूट।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोबूट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोबूट।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां
China's veiled warning to US and Israel. Russia-China stand behind Iran. Is China slowly entering the war? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
This is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani propaganda did, and today there are all these people who are crying like they've lost a family member. In 2020, under Khamenei, Iran's parliament said India is a country that discriminates against Muslims. I do have a problem if there is an attempt at looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader. Remember, community and religious affiliations have to come last. National interest has to come first.
China's veiled warning to US and Israel. Russia-China stand behind Iran. Is China slowly entering the war? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, my latest analysis of the situation that is developing in the Middle East. I told you yesterday that what we are saying is a play out, a preface, if you will, and as a student of contemporary global history and politics, I feel that this is a preface or maybe stage one of World War III. These things roll out quickly and are difficult to unroll. Things are moving faster than they did in World War I and World War II. And let me go a little deeper, because my conviction that this is going to be a larger global conflict is playing out by the hour. Even as we speak, the visuals that we got, Israeli rockets targeting, massive targeting, huge targeting of Tehran's main airport. Can we have the latest visuals, please? Full frame, as I mentioned. Full frame visuals, please. Thank you so much, production team. Now, these are full frame visuals, ladies and gentlemen, of the targeting of the Mehrabad airport, Tehran's main airport. This is right by the Shahid 1 base that the Israelis may have been going for. And these visuals should signal to you clearly that this war is not dying out anytime soon. And the reason why I believe that the global war is loading is because you need to see the escalation metrics and the number of countries and the pace of the involvement of more and more countries as the war progresses. On day zero, before the onset of the war, what I call day zero, this was Israel versus Iran, with the rest of the world, including Washington, providing perfunctory support. There were two countries involved. On day one, which was Saturday, the US collaborated with Israel in taking out Khamenei. And the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan became collaterals by way of Iran's retaliation. On day two, which was Sunday, Cyprus and Oman got involved after critical bases of the anti-Iran bloc were attacked as part of Iran's retaliation. By day three, We saw UK, Greece, and France being indirectly involved as American bases in the Middle East were being attacked. And we saw the likes of Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron taking clear positions by way of statements. Now we are heading towards day 4. And we are told the map will be deployed later. Anyway, whenever our production teams is able to do that. On day 4, the Chinese and the Russians have also got involved. So if we see the total number of countries who have been directly involved, 3. The number of countries indirectly involved due to the attacks, 12. And the number of countries otherwise indirectly involved in terms of strategic interests and statements, 6. Therefore, directly or indirectly, 21 countries have been directly or indirectly involved so far in this ongoing conflict. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we saw 2 statements from China today. On one single day, we saw 2 straightforward statements coming in from China, where the Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, pointed out that it is unacceptable for the US and Israel to launch attacks against Iran in the process of ongoing mediations, still less to blatantly attack and target a leader of a sovereign nation and instigate government change. This is a clear and straightforward statement. Also, Russia has got into it already. We saw the statement of March 1st from Putin, a formal condolence telegram to the Iranian President Pezeshkian, where he has said very clearly, he called it a cynical violation of all norms of human morality and international law. Dear viewers of Republic, broadly, my understanding of the situation is this. There are 3 countries directly involved and 18 countries indirectly involved by way of statements or by way of being dragged into the conflict. When 21 countries are involved in 4 days, I'm sure you'll agree with me, this is building up to a global conflict. Is it possible to pull things back? It is. Is it likely that it will be? Truly, we cannot tell.
רמת שלמה פה, כניסה לרמת שלמה פה. הנה הפער, הרכב, כולם בסדר, אחד יצא.
The bombardment has increased in the last 24 hours. More countries have joined the war on day 4. Iran has attacked US embassies across the Gulf region. In Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, even UAE. Israeli troops have entered Lebanon. The ground offensive has begun. And Iran continues firing ballistic missiles towards central Israel. Beyond the battlefield in the Middle East, an axis is shaping up. Iran, China and Russia, popularly referred to as Krink axis along with North Korea.
美国再次在谈判进程中对伊朗发动袭击，违反国际法和国际关系基本准则，导致中东地区局势骤然升级。中方对此高度关切。中方一贯主张通过对话谈判和平解决伊朗核问题，尊重伊朗和平利用核能的合法权利。注意到伊朗多次重申无意发展核武器，近期同美国开展了认真严肃的谈判。伊朗核问题最终还是要回到政治外交解决轨道。我们呼吁立即停止军事行动，尽快重返对话谈判。
China and Russia, popularly referred to as Krink axis along with North Korea. China has today issued a veiled warning, slamming American-Israeli joint strikes and the killing of Khamenei. Beijing has relied heavily on discounted Iranian oil. Around half of the world's energy supplies have passed through the Strait of Hormuz that go to energy-hungry China, which now stand impacted. Moscow needs Iranian drones for its ongoing war in Ukraine. Together with China, Russia is putting its might behind Iran. Statement after statement, making it clear that Russia and China are increasingly getting active. But will they join the war?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have on our global debate today, we have Nikita Menkovich from Moscow. We have Andrew Leung from Hong Kong. Now these are strong pro-Russia, pro-China voices on a day when China and Russia are now beginning to get involved in this. Richie Greenberg is a Republican voice and a commentator from San Francisco. Vibhuti Jha is a Republican from California. Adam Scott Bellos is CEO of the Israel Innovation Fund, a strong voice from Israel. And now 21 countries have got involved. Richie, this was supposed to be over in a day. 21 countries have got involved, directly or indirectly. And the fighting continues. And the fighting continues.
I don't think that they've gotten directly. I mean, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm just saying that this was before the onset and when it happened. The immediate analysis was that America had won.
No, I think that this was supposed to take more than just a couple of days. President Trump was very clear that this was not going to be over within a couple of days. I think that as soon as the conflict started, he and his administration were pretty straightforward in saying that this could take several weeks, but not necessarily longer than that. We know now, seeing how Iran and the extremist leadership there has reacted to this, that they have decided to go and drag others into the conflict in a sense by going and attacking, sending missiles and drones over to the other Gulf countries that were either neutral or friendly to the United States or friendly to Israel, part of the Abraham Accords. That's very problematic. But I have said this over and over the last couple of days since the conflict started, that I am sure that the Trump administration had seen that this is a possibility, that when they were planning for this strategically, that they had every possible scenario was on their plan to figure what to do if this happens, what to do if that happens. And this is just going along with what they have already taken into account could be a possibility.
Now, sounds a bit convoluted, doesn't it, Richie? Where's the American clarity on this?
I think it's pretty clear. President Trump and his administration, again, the Secretary of War, have been pretty clear. I don't think there's any issue of clarity at all. There's one thing that was very interesting that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, said yesterday in his press conference. There was two things. First of all, when he was asked about what the plans are at this point, he said, why on earth, I'm just paraphrasing, why on earth would he and the government tell the press what they are going to be doing, where the troops are, where any of the attacks are going to be? Why would they disclose that? And secondly, President Trump and the current administration is not clearly the Biden administration, not the Obama administration, as have been failures in the past to deal with Iran and deal with the situation. So Trump is in charge, his administration is in charge, the plan is in charge, coordinating, of course, as we know, with Israel, and the two together and any other of those who want to assist are being brought into the theater, and I think that things are going well.
Why should the world pay a price for Epstein and the American Supreme Court upturning the tariffs issues? Why should the rest of the world pay the price for that?
How about my counterpart in Tel Aviv, if you want to?
I'm asking. No, see,
all right,
how many? Okay,
okay.
Let me ask you this.
All right,
Richie, let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
I'm here.
Let me ask you this. See,
yeah.
You must understand now, Richie, that you Americans have a completely different view of the world from anyone else. And that is a unique standpoint. Now, the Chinese have said that you have imposed the law of the jungle, right? And they have said that major countries should not make use of their military advantages to arbitrarily attack other countries. While this is all very convenient for you to have, Rambo 5, Peter Hegseth come and say, we are the richest, biggest, most powerful country. We don't care about the democracy in other countries. Democratic rights are not our concern. We just want what we want. Now, this blew the cover, in my view, of the Americans saying that they were fighting for the rights, democratic rights of Iranian men and women. There was no mention of all that. It was just a clear statement that you want Iranian oil. My question to you is this, that do you believe that the unilateralism of an airstrike can extend beyond a week? Because after a week, it gets more complex. You either have to commit ground troops or not. Or you have to understand the regime change is not going to happen. So by that logic, you have 3 days for regime change. And this is a universally accepted verdict. And by the way, don't laugh it off, Richie, because there is very little gap between the Supreme Court, saying that the tariffs are illegal and the decision on Iran. And Trump is a headline grabber. You know it. All of you people in America say that he needs 3 headlines a day to sort of pacify his narcissism. So you have to acknowledge that there is a chronological sequence of events which you cannot laugh over. But now the basic question, let's come down to it. I'm sure you did not believe on Sunday morning that there would be any fight. I'm sure you thought by Monday regime change would be announced. Don't tell me you didn't.
I don't. I did not. No. I disagree with you, Arnab, very politely, respectfully. People, I was alive back when the Islamic imposition of rule occurred in 1979. I remember it very well. I was in last years of high school. There are a lot of individuals out there around the world, but also here in America, who were not born yet or were just were children at that point. Iran and the terrorist regime has been in power in Iran and has been an enemy and declared a war, whether active or not, on the United States and on Israel and pretty much on Western civilization since 1979. There have been skirmishes, there have been attacks, there have been terrorist attacks, there's been backing by Iran on assisting many other countries around the world that has become, as we know, over the years, over the decades, a rogue states and to assist in destabilizing Western society. This is not anything new. And finally, we get to a point that the talks break down. The fear that Iran is going to move whatever production, whatever they have of nuclear or almost usable nuclear grade for missiles, and this is what basically has happened. The time was right. I believe, honestly, it has nothing to do with Epstein In fact, the hearings are making it look like that he is being exonerated more and more as the days go on. It has nothing to do with Epstein. It's laughable to say this is a cover for Epstein. Also, the tariffs, as you and I, Arnab and others here on the panel have been talking about for quite a while, the tariffs just need to shift from one category of what the Supreme Court has struck down and redo it. So
Richie,
there's a lot of pushback. I have a lot
Richie,
of pushback against what you're alleging.
Yeah, no, so good, there's pushback, no problem. There's pushback everywhere in America today. There is so much. There is so much pushback. There is so much support picking up for saner voices like Gavin Newsom. Saner voices like Gavin Newsom.
No.
Right. Anyway,
Gavin Newsom is the absolute
anyway. That's your personal view. Richie, that's your view. Anyway, I don't care about American politics. I just know that there is nothing called a documentation of fear. When you say, Adam, that we have genuine fears of a nuclear bomb from Iran. There is no documentation of the fear. The only precedent that exists is the colossal American lie supported by Tony Blair about the weapons of mass destruction. Let's break this down now. Let's become very logical about this.
Wait, are you quoting me?
I'm quoting the Americans in the past who lied about the weapons of mass destruction.
What does that have to do with the Israeli fear of some type of retaliation or attack by Iran that has happened multiple times over the last 2.5 decades, let alone the fact that the Iranians have killed more Americans than any other state actor.
No, but then you were, but then Adam, hold on, one point to you, just one point, and then I'll hand it over to you. You were very much part of the back channel talks with the Americans, right? Using Oman as intermediaries.
No, I was not
with
part
the
of
Iranians, not you, as in Israel was. So there was the back channel dialogue going on, and then why were you having back channel dialogues with a country that is an agent of Satan?
Can I be honest? Since I got onto the program, I've heard nothing but conjecture and conspiracy. And I'm honestly a little disappointed, as I love coming on this program and have been on this program multiple times. I think the most interesting aspect of what you said was so telling, where you said saner voices like Gavin Newsom, who is categorically rejected as any type of leader in the United States at this time, especially after he and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez made such a fool out of themselves in Munich and before that in Davos.
That's all right. Don't get provoked by small things.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't bet. I got under your skin. That was said because I wanted to get under Richie's skin, but I got under yours.
No, you didn't get under my skin at all.
I'm the only person on this panel who's lived in China, Israel, and the United States. And I can tell you right now, the freedoms that you find in the United States and the privileges that you find in Israel, you cannot find in China. But you can find Chinese weapons in Gaza. And you can find Chinese weapons in the West Bank. And you can find Chinese weapons in Iran, because that's who's providing intercontinental ballistic missiles to Iran. At the end of the day, no peaceful nuclear program is built underground. No peaceful nuclear program needs intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, enough with the conjecture and the.
You are, Adam. I want to say, Adam. I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you. You are an Israeli, right? And as an Israeli, you must know that successive Israeli regimes have said that there are two Islamist nations which are very dangerous to the world. One is Iran and the other is Pakistan. Your American friends provide all kinds of fighter jets to Pakistan. They do crypto deals, and they call the man who was giving Osama bin Laden a safe haven into the White House for lunch. So before you get all emotional and sentimental about the Americans, please understand that you can't. History tells you may be proven wrong. The Americans can backstab you tomorrow.
The Americans could backstab us tomorrow, but
you're getting over-dependent on them.
excuse me, the current administration that's in power would actually never do that, and it would be against kind of their ethos or their ideological state of mind, so to speak, or what this administration's foreign policy ideology is. In addition to that, Pakistan is in an extremely precarious place, given their defense pact with Saudi Arabia, and the fact is that Saudi Arabia has joined this fight against Iran as well. In addition to that, the gentleman from San Francisco made another excellent point about how Iran is trying to bring others into this. Let's be honest. Let's look at the map of the Middle East since October 7th, okay? Without going crazy or flailing or sensationalism. The map of the Middle East looks completely different than it did before. All of Iran's proxies have been basically destroyed, okay? If they haven't been, they're on their way down. I'm sure in the next few coming days, Hezbollah will be completely dismantled, okay? No one said that this was going to take 3 days. It's always been said since the beginning of this that it's going to take about a month. In addition to that, I was here in Tel Aviv every single time Iran attacked Israel. And I can tell you right now, while more rockets maybe have gotten through because of the cluster bombings that they're doing, which are illegal according to international law, and we have videos of what those bombings look like here, it is a much more, I would say, from a millennial vocabulary, a much more chill situation. Okay, we're not being kept up at night all day long. Okay, we're not up all day long. We're not up all night long. Okay. More hits have happened, yes. But the frequency of the bombing is not. We're looking at a totally neutered Iranian regime, and you know why? You know, one of the things that you said earlier was that if in 3 days there isn't a regime change, then it's not going to happen. The Iranian people have been rising up.
I wish to bring to your attention, and see, I have no bone to pick in this fight. I'm just like a neutral guy looking at things. And
you're not being neutral.
I don't want to be fake neutral. I don't want to be fake neutral, but I'll tell you one thing. See, Trump's popularity is under question, and people need to get real about it. I'll tell you how the rest of the... let me say, don't... See, Adam, you are getting unnecessarily irritated by
No, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, good. So I'll make it louder. What I'm saying is that there was a poll which said 55% of Republicans approved of the strikes, but the same poll said that 42% of Republicans will be less likely to support this if the campaign in Iran leads to, and I quote, US troops in the Middle East being killed or injured. Being killed or injured. Trump's presidential approval rating ticked slightly lower than 39%, 1 percentage point below a Reuters Ipsos poll conducted on 18th to 23rd of February. Please get real. Let's not live in an echo chamber. Domestic American politics will have an impact and will be impacted as a result of what is happening in the Middle East.
It depends on how everything
turns out. I now throw open to the Chinese side and to the Russian side, and of course to our very own General Bakshi on this. Nikita, you're an angry young man. Yesterday you were very, very angry, very furious. You gave a contrary point of view. How are things looking today?
The things look the same way, because it is not about Russia or China. A lot of other countries in the world, including Brazil, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Korea, other countries, condemn terrible aggression of what we call Epstein coalition against Iran. We may like or dislike Iran regime and its policy, but it is an independent country. And more than 100 children in Mina, they are not responsible for any kind of policy or opinions. They were just children. They had right to live. But American terrorists came to Iran to kill.
That was proven to be the work of the IRC.
We're speaking about your criminal activity.
Actually, that was proven that it wasn't the Americans.
To defend yourself at the court.
That was false.
But now it's not up to you. We're discussing.
It's not about that. What you just said was completely false. The school was not bombed by the Israelis or the Americans.
Please stop interrupting me, guy. Don't be
you need to be able to. You're going to interrupt you if you say something that's completely false.
And
what you just said is completely false.
And a lawyer to defend yourself. But now
what you said was false. The Israelis and the Americans did not bomb that school. It was done by the Iranian Revolutionary Guards.
And United States. The problem is that more than 20 countries involved because they had United States military base on those territories. It is a problem because American terrorists can act from the territory of Arabia, Emirates, and other countries. The easiest solution is to move all American bases away. Even Spain demanded guarantees from United States that no military bases as a Spain territory will be used against Iran. Because even Spain, a NATO member, doesn't want to take part in criminal aggression against independent country, in killing children in Iran. So, what should we discuss? How to move all these American bases away from the other countries. If United States want to be aggressive, do it in your country. It is not our problem what you think about democracy, what you think about child molesting. It's your inside problems. Leave us alone. So I think
let's have a serious debate, please.
Journalists should demand Americans go home, leave our countries. We don't need your soldiers. We don't need your so-called humanitarian programs. We don't need all kind of your activity because it's a part.
Does this also apply to Ukraine? Does this apply to Ukraine?
This is a joke. Listening to this
does this whole speech about territorial? 1 minute, Nikita. Does this diatribe against territorial expansionism and rule of the law, etc., apply in the context of Ukraine?
As you remember, Ukraine is under American occupation, and people of Ukraine fighting together with the Russian army against
now that's an overstatement, please. See, Putin wants to be. Putin wants to be. 1 minute. Nikita. Just like Trump. 1 minute, please. Nikita.
Your children.
Nikita, you are getting carried away. Just like Trump wants to be Caesar. Just like Trump wants to be Caesar, Putin wants to be Peter the Great. Everybody has their own little legacy to create. And I would like to ask Andrew.
Mr. Arnab, what would you
Mr.
do?
Nikita, what is it?
The United States will kill your child, as it was. And
my question is, just 1 minute. Nikita, thank you. Nikita, 1 minute. See, the situation in Iran is less clear. After the very public kidnapping of Nicolas Maduro, General Bakshi, the interim president Delcy Rodriguez, who was earlier vice president, was appointed. Trump says she's wonderful. Well, he also said the same thing about Maria Corina Machado, who gave the Nobel Prize to him in the hope that she would become the president, but he chose Rodriguez. There was a change of guard and a predictable handover in Venezuela. However, General Bakshi, did Trump's inner circle mislead him into thinking that Iran is like Venezuela?
Sorry, are you asking me?
To General Bakshi.
Arnab, let me be a little. Thank you. Let me be a little blunt and straightforward. Take a look at Donald Trump's record. He dodged the draft in Vietnam. And we are quite surprised that he is, after the age of 80, quite intent upon starting not one but a series of wars. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize like anything. But 8 countries have been attacked since he came into power. He has had Maduro kidnapped in a very, very piratic act. He's threatening to attack Cuba. He's threatening to capture Greenland. He's threatening to take Canada as the 51st state of the United States. And I don't know, the list just goes on and on. The simple fact is, he is stuck in a time warp in the last century. He thinks America is still a unipolar world order. I'm afraid it has changed. Things have moved on. It is a multipolar world order now. The Chinese and the Russians did not want to intervene in America's backyard, so they wisely have kept out. But Iran is not America's backyard. Iran is not Venezuela. Let me be even more blunt. Venezuela is quite well known for Miss Universe, Miss World pageantry. They're not known as fighters. Even that could change. It's still a long cry from you getting your people inside and getting the oil out without boots on the ground. As a military analyst, I would like to understand how you hope to have a regime change in Iran without putting boots on the ground, trying to do it cheap by just an air campaign. It hasn't worked. It's not likely to work. Your killing of the Ayatollah has only rallied the Iranian people around the flag. That's what happens in any country with any modicum of self-respect. Number 2, Iran's strategy is simple. They have decentralized their command and control. 1 hour after the strike in which 48 top people were killed, they started retaliating. They are continuing to retaliate fairly effectively.
But how much firepower do they have? How much, General Bakshi, however much one can rate, yes, compared to Venezuela, they are a bigger military force. But you are dealing with the United States of America. There is no comparison. The staying power is much more. China and Russia will want the war to end because an immediate end to the conflict works in the interests of the current Iranian regime. But why should Israel and America and even Saudi Arabia, who look upon this as one great opportunity to crush Iran once and for all and change the strategic balance, why should they agree? And the very fact that the Chinese are asking for an immediate end to the war, isn't that really China speaking on Iran's behalf? Iran is being very, gung-ho about it, saying we'll fight till the end of the earth. But if that were to be the case, why are the Chinese pleading for peace on their behalf?
Arnab, I'll be very frank once again. 50% of our oil, 60% of our natural gas, 50% of our oil, 60% of India's natural gas comes via the Gulf of Hormuz. It is hurting us. You leave alone China, you leave alone anybody else. I am not about to join the fan club of Donald Trump. We have to worry about our own national interests. Iran's strategy is simple. Economic warfare. They have blocked the Gulf of Hormuz. The price of oil is going to go up to $100 a barrel. When it does reach $100 a barrel, inflation rates in the United States would be 4.5%, up from 2.6% now. If it goes up, the price of oil goes up to $130 a barrel in the United States, the inflation rate would be 6%. The price of oil for my good American friend could easily be $7 to $8 a gallon. That's going to hurt the American people. That is going to hurt the American economy. That is going to hurt the global economy, India included. I am here to look after, or we are here to look after the interests of our country. Right? And I'm afraid an extended war hurts Indian economy badly. We've got a 10 million diaspora.
Is this only about the immediate?
Countries.
But General Bakshi,
Gulf countries are getting
General Bakshi, I asked the Chinese. Let me ask Andrew. Andrew, is it only about the economic immediate impact, or is it about the losing the strategic balance forever? Let's consider how serious this is for China. Suppose the Americans directly or indirectly control the Straits of Hormuz. Then the whole question of China ever achieving strategic parity with the United States goes out of the window. And the problem with the Chinese is, Andrew, that the Chinese are not a fighting military machine. They are a holding operation. They are a defensive military machine. They have not seen combat. Please don't mind my being a little direct about it. You know, but you know, as a Chinese yourself, you have not seen combat. You're not a combat-hardened military, you know. And therefore, you'll have to be very careful about this. Yes, Andrew.
Okay, thank you. Well, if I'm allowed to respond finally.
Yes, please.
Well, first of all, China, even Russia, does not want a nuclear Iran any more than any other countries. Because if Iran becomes nuclear, it will spark off all the nuclearization, countries clamoring to possess the nuclear bomb, including China's neighbor, Japan. That's not in China's interest. So that's point number one. Point number two, of course, China does not subscribe to, and many other countries as well, using decapitation as a kind of tool. I mean, this flies in the face of not only international law, but the norms which govern the stability of the world. I mean, if that can be used against Iran, against an enemy, what about other perceived enemies of the United States? You know, what about China? What about Russia? So I think that's why China's make it quite clear. Opposing this kind of action, not that they would like to support a nuclear Iran. Third, and then on the question of energy, people think that China's economy would be totally shattered because it depends on oil from the Middle East. Of course, it depends on oil from the Middle East. But then, if we look at the percentages of China's external oil supply, the largest contributor to China's energy is Russia. And of course, the Russian oil doesn't pass through the port of Hormuz. Now, even though Iran accounts for a significant proportion, maybe it's not 30%, it's not even 30%, it's not even 20%, it's something like maximum maybe 15%. Now, of course, other Middle East countries also supply oil to China, and all this would go through the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz. But don't forget that Iran, of course, is a friendly ally of China, and I don't think that Iran will necessarily block oil shipments destined for China. So I don't think that China would be totally rattled. But on the other hand, neither China nor Russia want to have a kinetic war with the United States, not because they fear the United States that much, but because that would lead to a total annihilation of the whole world.
Okay,
so I think that, and the one final point. What kind of strategy Iran is using? Iran is, of course, very weak. Its economy lies in tatters. But the rhetoric that people are rising up in the streets has not happened. Because with this invasion, with this slap in the face, as highlighted by colleagues on this panel, any kind of self-respecting Iranians would rally behind the government, even though they oppose a lot of them oppose the Khamenei regime, but that's not the majority. So you don't see the people rising up in the street. So what kind of end game the United States is aiming? Then the only weapon, very, very powerful weapon.
Vibhuti, what's the end game? Is there an end game? Is there an end game, Vibhuti? That's a clear point. Is there an end game, Vibhuti?
And I want to bring in a totally different aspect. Yes.
Of the streets of Tehran.
This alludes to your statement, Arnab, which was very valid. Very valid statement.
Inaccurate statement. There have been almost 80,000 people. The highest number is about 100,000. The lowest number is about 50,000 civilians that have been killed in the last number of weeks protesting this government. The only thing that Obama has actually said that he did wrong with Iran was that he didn't support the Green Revolution, and sort of supported the Green Revolution because they wanted to. They could have overthrown the Ayatollahs at that time. I actually know that for a fact from his deputy secretary of state. Time out.
Adam,
what is going on right now? It's a complete mischaracterization of what's happening on the ground in Tehran at this time. Excuse me, don't interrupt me. 1 second, I'm going to make this point. Okay, that was total pure Chinese CCP propaganda. At the end of the day, there is so much strategic interest that the Communist Party of China has in Iran. They've spent billions of dollars propping up this regime. They've spent hundreds of millions of dollars of weapons and intercontinental ballistic missiles to the Islamic regime. Okay, there is no way, shape, or form this regime stands 60 days from now, causing a huge cataclysmic geopolitical shift. And at the end of the day, Russia will abandon the Chinese because they will still need their relationship with the rest of the Middle East over China.
Okay. Can I jump in here? My point is different here. Look, there are factual errors in several assessments. China, when it talks about international law, it's laughable matter. The prime violator of all international laws. Why China and Russia want this war to end is because they have just now lost Venezuela, and they don't want to lose another ally in Iran.
Yep.
And that's the important part. The second part is very important again, is that this is a war. If you see the alignment, you call the country group as CRINC. It is virtually alignment of communist nations and Islamist nations versus democracy and freedom-loving countries. There's a very important point here, Arnab, and that point is that if you notice India included, what India and United States must worry about is the penetration of Islamists and communists in our democratic freedom framework and systematically abusing freedom as the fault line of democracy. For them, it is a significant operating standard. I don't grant you freedom, but I want all of it because you give it.
See,
this is the clash here.
Vibhuti,
thank you.
Vibhuti, Vibhuti, may I remind you that most Americans think today that the word they have misused, two words have been misused by the Americans the most, in a most cynical way. And one is democracy and the other is freedom. Using these two words, you've carried out your neo-imperialism, much to your disadvantage. You went to
Wait, it's not
the fact is, well, I mean, just 1 minute. The abiding image I have, the abiding image, and learn, listen, Adam, listen. The abiding image I have, is the song Saigon, with the images of the Americans running away from Vietnam. Now superimpose that song on the images of the Afghans holding on to the wheels of the American transport plane that fled Kabul airport. Please do not tell me you did not even save the lives of your own translators. Vibhuti, I'm happy you're living the American dream. I'm happy you're living the American dream, but right now, let me tell you, freedom and democracy are misplaced words. Since you, I recommend Adam that you read a book called Spy Masters, in which it is.
I don't need you to recommend.
You need to read the book Spy Masters, the complex relationship between CIA chiefs and American presidents, including one CIA chief called George Bush, who went on to be an American president, and that will tell you the whole truth. You must do some navel gazing now. You must do some navel gazing. You must do some navel gazing, my friend.
Do you support Arnab? Do you support an Islamist communist regime to happen in India, America, Israel, or the rest of the world? That's the question that we need to answer here, with all seriousness and with all serious intent. Which is the preferable one?
I would respond. See, I have no bone to pick in this fight. I have no bone to pick in this fight. All I will say to you, esteemed gentlemen, is this: I lost my I had an Iranian guest who ran away because you were all behaving so badly with me. They saw that. Where is my guest from Iran? He saw the way you guys were behaving and he went away. I just wish to say this.
What's going on in reality?
I just wish to say this.
There is another very important point. All those people who went for Gaza and Palestine support.
Vibhuti.
Where are they today for supporting?
Why are you trying to heckle me? Why are you heckling me? Let me tell you.
We're not heckling you. Just the
you guys are just having a good time. My point is, on a very serious note, I believe the most.
If I'm watching this program, I'm going to think that the host itself supports Islamism and communism based on some of the things that you're saying.
Right. Now,
listen, I understand the need to make hyperbolic statements.
Listen. I think the most Islamist, Adam, 1 minute. The most Islamist, pro-terrorist country in the world is Pakistan, and that is a country that has your abiding support. General Bakshi.
Exactly, that is the point. There is a lot of hypocrisy about. Please let me have my say. I'd love to listen to you. Look, as I was saying, the epicenter of Islamic terrorism is Pakistan. We've had the Field Marshal of Pakistan, Mullah Omar, Asim Munir, visit Washington 3 times in the last 3 months. 3 times in the last 3 months. For 40 years, it has been the epicenter of terrorism. Now, what has been done about it?
Okay, General Bakshi, I now have with us Dr. Fuad Izadi. Dr. Fuad Izadi is joining us, and it's very important to get an Iranian voice, because neither the Indians, nor the Russians, nor the Chinese are speaking for Iran. Let there be an Iranian voice on the program tonight. Dr. Fuad Izadi, first broad question to you. Is there any leader in Iran today who's taking the decisions? Who is taking the decisions? One, why is Iran attacking so many other countries? Why is it attacking civilian targets like Dubai Airport?
With regard to the first question, thank you for having me. We have in our constitution a setup. If the leader of the country is not able to function for whatever reason, there is a committee of 3 people, the president, the head of judiciary, and a member of the Guardian Council. They form a leadership committee. They formed that committee on the day that the leader was illegally assassinated by American and Israeli terrorists. And they're running the job of the leader. They're doing the job of the leader. We are going to have a new leader in a few days. The Assembly of Experts in Iran is a body of 88 people elected directly by the general public. They are in charge of electing the leader. They'll do that in a few days.
Donald Trump made an announcement, Dr. Dr. Azadi, Donald Trump made an announcement saying that he will support armed groups in Iran. In other words, if groups break away from the IRGC or pick up arms against the current Iranian regime, they will be supported by the Americans. Do you think the IRGC will break up? Do you think the Iranian armed forces will break up and turn against the Committee of Three that is currently ruling Iran?
No, because they don't want to be foot soldiers for the Epstein class. We are dealing people who rape little American girls and bomb and kill little Iranian girls. This is what we have. And nobody in Iran is interested in working for the Epstein class. They know who Trump is. They know who Netanyahu is. These are war criminals. These are genocidal people. The average IQ in Iran is no less than average IQ internationally.
How many of your own
realize
people,
what's going on?
How many of your own people have you killed in the last 8 weeks?
Yes. I saw the garbage. I saw the garbage.
Dr. Azadi.
This is garbage.
This is Israeli. Other voices down. Iranian up. Thank you.
This is garbage. This is garbage. This is Israeli propaganda. We have something called fact-checking. The Iranian government, the Iranian... Shut up for a minute. Shut up for a minute, okay? Stop. Stop.
1 minute.
Iranian government,
Adam, I have one question. I have one very important question for our Iranian guest. Let us show some. I have one question. Adam, since he's joined only in the last few minutes, can I request you, can we show the courtesy? Just one question I have for him, which will be relevant. My question to you, Dr. Azadi, is this. By February 2025, Iran had 605 pounds of uranium enriched to 60% purity, nearly double the 67.9 pounds it had a year before, which means you were on the brink of nuclear weapons capability. These are established numbers. Surely you cannot counter them. You were on your way and almost reaching nuclear weapons capability, while engaging in talks, not promising not to at the same time. Am I wrong?
You know, I don't know if you saw the interview of the Omani foreign minister with CBS News. He said that an agreement was available within 24 hours, his words. If we had an agreement, Iran would give that amount away. And the United States government decided to attack Iran instead of having a political agreement, which is understandable. If you want to change a country's government,
I will take this forward. There were 3 rounds of talks. They collapsed. Both sides' red lines were incompatible. These are historical facts. We don't know which way, who to believe. But today there are no guardrails in place, and we are in a multilateral conflict. Now, this has been both an entertaining, energetic, quarrelsome, and controversial debate. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is in these situations that we're able to distill some facts on both sides. Nobody is completely right and nobody is completely wrong. But Republic will present all the sides and be cynical to all. Ladies and gentlemen, see you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
Sir, what about safety from fire? Cable कौन सा लगाया है?
अरे केबल का क्या है, कोई भी चलता है.
यही चलता है, बाद में जलता है. 90% of the electrical fires are caused due to short circuit. Give lot of importance to consider fire safe cable. Ignamo, the fire safe cables from Dravid. Remember, business is safe if your cable is fire safe.
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो
पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई